Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker is now just under 4 months away from its official release by writer and director J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio, as well as creator George Lucas. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, what's really exciting about Episode 9 is that this movie really is going to focus on Reys' identity, also known as her lineage, her parentage, her origins, exactly who she really is and where she comes from, and where that character is going and where she will end up being at the very end of Episode 9 is a big focus for the plot of this film that's really going to be done in a very specific way by JJ, George, and Chris. Now, on top of all of this, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film, and all thanks to D23, alright? That was the time and place where J.J. Abrams was able to answer a lot of questions, where it was all related to Palpatine, Luke, Rey, Kylo Ren, Reylo, and everything that unfolds in this movie. And what's really intriguing about all of this is that it's actually said that J.J. Abrams states that Reys' lineage and her true identity is a core part of Reys' story in the film that will put her through many obstacles during her path. Now, it's said that this will reflect on the saga films and will have implications to the 9-part story told over 4 decades. Additionally, JJ states that Reys' parentage was also a big challenge to write with co-writer Chris Terrio, and that her parents have a lot more to do with the film than the fans think. JJ says that Reys' lineage was approached carefully and well thought out to make it an extremely satisfying revelation in the film. So that's very intriguing because we do know that Episode 9 is really going to focus on Reys' parents, exactly how Rey ended up on the world of Jakku, where she really comes from, who she really is. Now, I don't know if you guys knew this, but it's a common misconception, is that Rey actually was not born on Jakku. She was strictly abandoned on Jakku. And with that being said, that was officially unveiled on the official StarWars.com website a couple of weeks ago to make it very clear before the release of The Rise of Skywalker. And the fact that we still don't know exactly which planet Rey came from is a big question open on the table for discussion. So the fact that J.J. Abrams, he actually took this as a big challenge with co-writer Chris Terrio to write in Reys' identity and to really expand off of her lineage from what was already applied in The Last Jedi, that she is a nobody and that her parents are nobodies. And that may be the case still. She may not be connected to Kenobi, Luke, or Palpatine, even though that there are a lot of hints and or indicators that really do hint towards that being a thing, as we have gone over in previous leaks. But on top of all this, there's still the possibility that she could be an unknown character, or a nobody, if you will, but something very exciting that will be attached to that. Like, let's say, for example, she's a clone or the reincarnation of a specific Jedi from many years ago, perhaps. Something around those lines, right? Is another way of approaching Reys' character, while also keeping her as a nobody at the same exact time. As far as her origins and her parents go, that's actually going to be another big focus in the story. The fact that, J.J. Abrams wanted to actually treat her lineage very carefully and made it well thought out to make it extremely satisfying as a revelation in the film, it tells us that this is really going to be a big deal. After all, we do know that George Lucas, JJ, and Chris Terrio approached the very ending of Episode 9 to contain a revelation that is actually aimed to top the Empire Strikes Back moment of "I am your father" between both Vader and Luke. To me, I think that's nearly impossible to top, so I'm not quite sure how Disney and Lucasfilm are going to go about doing that, but we'll have to wait and see exactly how that goes out. But when we look at the character of Rey, Daisy Ridley, she did dodge quite a number of questions over at D23 when they were asking about her real identity or her true self, whatever have you, and she just said, you gotta wait till the film. It's gonna be very satisfying for the fans, and a lot of fans out there are very curious now as to what they are really gonna do with Rey. Now, could it all allude to what we saw in the Rise of Skywalker teaser trailer too? Seeing the dark Rey with the double-bladed lightsaber. A lot of people are thinking that maybe it's not a vision after all, even though StarWars.com's, website actually listed it as a vision and pretty much got rid of that word and put in sight. That's a big, kind of a suspicious thing there. It really tells us that they may have wanted to hide that it was a vision, or they didn't want to mislead us into thinking it was a vision. Could be either or, to be honest. So, with that whole entire situation involving Dark Rey, it could very well have something to do with what J.J. Abrams is talking about here, of how her lineage was really well thought out, and that it was treated with special care to make it extremely satisfying. Now, Colin Trevorrow, in case you guys did not know, he approached Rey in a similar way. He wanted to make her lineage very satisfying to the fans around the world, to actually have something that would be such a big reveal that it would have great payoff at the very end of episode 9, to really just give the fans, something very much exciting to look forward to and to talk about for years on end after this movie releases come December 19th of this year. So anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to moon.